Hey, did you know I'm doing a toy drive for the kids? That's right. If you want to support underprivileged children this holiday season, click the link below or in my bio, and you'll be able to access our link to our toy drive. We're going through Amazon, so all you need to do is buy toys. You can see we've already got a ton of them. The more the merrier. We are looking for gifts still for the very young kids, as well as gifts for the older kids. Thank you to all who've already bought toys and donated. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, and enjoy the video. Okay, we've got up Ryan. Ryan is here to talk about abortion. Ryan is anti-choice, so we're going to find out why. Ryan, can I just get your age and pronouns, please?
I am 27, and he, him, I guess, would be it.
Okay.
If that's how that works. First off, I've had a couple of these with you before, man. Just got to say I appreciate you kind of reaching across the aisle. Not many people do that, so we disagree with a lot of stuff, but I do appreciate what you do.
Right.
So, I mean, I've picked up a lot of your talking points over. I pick up your debates live every now and again, just try to gather your opinion on this. Could you, just for my counter perspective, could you just give me like your short rundown on why you think pro-choice is the pathway to go?
Yeah, I think there's no justification for forcing somebody into a pregnancy. And because I view this as having no justification, I would say not allowing people abortions is a rights violation because, like I said, I don't view it, any justification to forcing someone to be pregnant.
So it's purely just off of the fact of an individual not having the choice to get out of a pregnancy if they so choose is kind of your baseline?
Well, yeah, because if it's unjustified to force someone to be pregnant, then I would view that as like a overall violation against that person's rights to bodily autonomy.
Individual right. Yeah. Okay. Which I see that, and definitely like that's an understandable view. What I do view is like the main separation, and kind of really why I don't think anyone ever gets gets through with the topic of abortion is it really comes down to what we view is a human.
No, it's got nothing to do with being human.
Obviously,
I think a fetus at every stage is a human. It's got nothing to do with being human.
Okay,
I wouldn't let another human, like if there was another type of human that could like live inside of your body without your consent, I also wouldn't want that human inside of you.
So it's then a consent issue then, because I mean, to me,
all rights violations.
If it is deemed a human, or so you're saying it is human at every stage of pregnancy, like you view that as a human entity, that unique, like DNA that is being created.
Yeah,
or some people call it the clump of cells that is in a body.
I would say it is also a clump of cells. But it is a human. Yeah, it can be both things.
Okay, I mean, and that's obviously, which to me where the main moral quandary is, I mean, I wouldn't be able to make the full judgment case of saying, yes, that is most definitely a human, because I do believe like what is deemed human is like, I mean, obviously it's pretty easy looking like an adult or a child or anything like that when we're talking about like at a fetal stage, deeming the, because we're getting very close to, I mean, the sperm, part human, so therefore we can't, throw away a sperm or waste an egg because that's equal to viewing is like waste of human life.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, all human life is not the same. So we don't view all human life in the same way.
I mean, with the terms of right to life, we don't?
No, not even with the terms of right to life, we don't.
I mean, I understand that in definitely some circumstances we do deem like someone loses their right to life. We have, of course, the, stick someone to the chair, put people on death row, absolutely understandable. But I would say like innocent, this brings a different moral question in because a fetus doesn't even have the opportunity to do right or wrong. So it is the purest form of human life and purest form of human innocence. I would say. I mean, even like a day-old child would have an opportunity to possibly do something wrong. Very unlikely. But I would say a fetus has the highest level that you could possibly achieve when it comes to innocence. So I could never make a value judgment of saying this does not deserve the right to life.
Whether it's innocent, whether it's innocent or guilty doesn't really matter if it in itself is committing a rights violation.
So you're saying just by being present in the body is violating a woman's
no, by
bodily autonomy.
By being inside of a person's body when the person does not want you there. That's what violates the right. If the person wants you there, you're not violating any rights. You can't violate the rights of somebody who willingly gives those rights up.
Okay. So you're saying just purely from the fact that it is inside a woman's body, that and her bodily autonomy out trumps the right to life of that human that's in her, and that is only deemed off of the fact that she at any point can decide that she no longer wants that human inside of her, even if she made the logical choice.
Yes, consent can always be withdrawn. Consent has to always be withdrawn, otherwise it's not consent, it's force. If you can't withdraw the consent, then you're not consenting.
So if a woman then retracts consent mid-pregnancy, that human loses their right to life purely off of the level of that is now that woman's choice to bodily autonomy outweighs a human's right to the most innocent form of human's right to life.
Yeah. So what you're doing right now is you're trying to do an emotional appeal. That's why you keep adding the like most innocent part, right? I don't worry about emotional.
Well, it does
appeals,
matter
right?
because how do we deem people?
It doesn't, because this isn't a case of innocent.
How do we deem people to go on to death row, and how do we deem people say someone invades my home?
Ryan, this is Ryan.
I would deem that their right to life is removed because I have to make a value judgment.
Ryan. This innocence or guilt doesn't matter for a few reasons. One, a fetus does not have the ability to be innocent or guilty. They're amoral actors. So like, it doesn't matter that it's innocent. It can't be anything else. Two, when it comes to rights violations, it also doesn't matter if you're innocent of this. You can still be violating a person's rights. Three, when we look at a person being removing consent to pregnancy, what they do is they remove consent to this fetus to be in their body. It just so happens that the only way to take the fetus out will kill it. If there's a way,
I mean, I would say that is a pretty major. I mean, we have to build a little moral shelf here on what outweighs what, and I would.
Well, yeah, your moral shelf is it's okay for this person's rights.
Your bodily autonomy is out trumped by the right to human life 10 times out of 10.
Hold on, your Jesus Christ, Ryan, your claim here is that the person whose rights are being violated just has to let that happen. Their rights just have to be violated. They're like, I don't subscribe to that.
If the consequence is eliminating a human's life, I would say yes.
Absolutely. Why is it bad to eliminate that human's life? Why is that immoral?
Because because it is a human, and I believe that all humans have the at least right.
Why is killing a human wrong? Why is killing a human wrong?
Why is anything wrong at that point? I mean, it's all Ryan, standard. If I would not want done to me, so I would not do that to another.
Wait, Ryan, that doesn't answer the question, right? I'm asking you to actually analyze your moral framework here. Why, per your moral worldview, is it wrong to kill a human?
Because I believe, not that I believe, well, I guess we have to believe morals are basically a structure in the first place. Humans, I think at the highest level of my moral beliefs and most people's moral beliefs, everyone has the right to exist in this world. I think that it is one of the biggest, and you want to talk about bodily autonomy,
Ryan,
you are taking away 100% of autonomy of somebody if you choose.
Ryan, why do people have a right to exist?
I don't know, because I'm a human and I believe that I should also exist and I would want that framework that I believe for myself to be also imposed upon you. Therefore, we have to have an equal level of, I don't want my life taken away. Therefore, I have to also ensure that your life doesn't get taken away either, so you don't take mine. I want an equal moral baseline for the entire world.
You don't really have a reason for this. You're just saying, well, I feel like it's just intuition. You're just saying, I feel this intuitively that this should be the case, and so therefore it should be the case. I'm going to
So
reject
is the
this in a
argument you were
few.
bringing up saying that humans don't have the right to exist?
I think
So, I mean, does
humans
a
do
woman
not.
have a
I
right
think
to bodily
humans,
autonomy?
Ryan, that's such a false dichotomy. That's not even remotely close. I think that
Okay, it's
people,
why at your
Ryan,
moral
Ryan, I'm
baseline does a
trying to
woman have a right to
explain,
bodily
Ryan, I'm
autonomy?
trying to explain it to you, Ryan. Good Lord. So, first and foremost, no, I don't believe humans just inherently have a right to exist because they're humans. What would this be? What would be different from any other creature that we receive a right to exist? There is none, right? If it's the case that like we just get a right to exist just because we're humans, that's just a circular answer. Humans deserve to live because they're humans. I disagree with this fundamentally. Second, if we're looking at pregnancy and we're looking at somebody's whether they're consenting to being pregnant, whether they're not consenting to being pregnant, uh, when it comes to any creature, right? The only reason I would grant that creature any sort of rights is if that creature is sentient. Because at the point of being sentient, it now has experiences and desires. Prior to having experiences and desires, it's not anything. It's not a person, it's a body. And I don't think bodies deserve rights, right? This is why I think it's okay to pull the plug on somebody who's brain dead, right? They're still a human. They're still a human whose body is living, right? They have all the qualities that would be met by your what you think should give someone a right to life or right to live. Doesn't mean I think they deserve it, right? This is why I think it's morally okay for people to pull the plug on the word I'm looking for again, on brain dead bodies. I think it's totally okay to pull the plug. If you're telling me humans have a base level right to exist simply because they're humans, you need to ground that in something.
Well, again, that is purely grounded in the fact that
They're
that
humans.
might not be something that's intrinsically that can be given, but it's something that has to be protected in order for us to exist
No, it doesn't.
alongside each other. If you
No, it doesn't.
eliminate the idea that no matter, I mean, there's nothing else. You don't have to build a reputation, you have to build an experience. You don't have to have anything. You are a human. You have sentience. Okay, let's remove the sentience. I'll even remove the sentience. You are here. A human is a unique organism. I believe that humans are. I couldn't even make the value judgment that a human is different than an animal. I only have the perception of a human. Okay. It is extremely vital for us to ensure that humanity is worth what humanity is worth. Like we have to set ourselves
Ryan,
on
all of that can exist.
higher.
All of that can exist while only valuing sentience. Literally, all of that can exist while only valuing sentience.
Well, and also, okay, sentience is completely subjective.
So is your value of humans on just being human. That is also subjective. All value placements are subjective inherently. Yes, it is.
I have an exact.
Ryan,
I have a literal.
That's still
exact
subjective,
what,
Ryan. That's still subjective. That's mind dependent.
Life, my
yes,
exact that
deserves
right is an objective thing, and that is
no, it's not.
human. We can identify exactly what is human and what is not human. That is
Ryan,
an objective baseline that I believe in. Your sentience belief is completely subjective.
Ryan, the value placement. Ryan,
explain to me how you test sentience.
Ryan, I multiple ways. We do brain scans, Ryan.
You
do brain scans, Ryan. You do a brain scan, Ryan. What are we? We're not. It's not 19. It's not 1920 anymore.
Someone who's in a coma has
holy
brain
shit,
activity.
Ryan. I need you to listen to me here, because you've claimed that you've caught my debates and you were understanding of the concept, but it doesn't seem like you have, and it doesn't seem like you are, because you're trying to steamroll the conversation instead of actually talking about the thing. You placing the value that rights are given simply because of human life is still subjective. That is still subjective. The value placement is subjective 100% of the time.
Okay, it might be subjective, but at least I have an exact that I'm identifying. You don't have an exact.
Might be. It is subjective. Not might be. Nope. And you can sit here and go, well, you have an exact. I have an exact too. I have what the metrics required. We require a certain amount of neurons, a certain mass of neurons in your brain. You require a certain maturity level of those neurons, typically on the 8th stage of maturity. You require specific brain waves that are conducive to like positive experience. Like, right, you require these things we can all test for. You just don't know enough about the science, so you're sitting here going, this is something that we can't find out. Yes, we can. Scientists have been able to figure it out for a long time. But the pro-life side keeps going, we don't know where sentience comes from. Yes, we do.
The pure form of sentience is completely provable, is what you're claiming. Like, in the context of human,
we know that when a human loses these things, they stop being sentient.
Well, okay, loses.
So what does that tell us?
Is it losing brain activity or sentience?
No, Ryan, if you're incapable of understanding this, I don't know what you want me to do here. Like, what are you talking about?
You're conflating brain activity with sentience,
nope.
and I believe sentience
brain activity is what brain activity is part of what causes Ryan. Brain activity is needed to be sentient. It's needed to be. You can't be sentient without brain activity.
Exactly, it is needed. It is absolutely okay. It can
so
be.
What are you arguing here, dog? What the fuck are you arguing here? If you recognize... No, sorry. Your neurons and the type of neurons, the maturity of the neurons and the mass of the neurons aren't just brain activity. You listened to one thing I said and you hooked your claws into that. When I said there are multiple factors that have to exist simultaneously for sentience to be able to operate in the human brain. We know what is required of our brains to run to be sentient. We know what is needed. We know at what stage of development these occur. You're, again, just giving a subjective value judgment when you say, hey, what I think values people is the fact that they're people. And then I ask you, why does being a person grant you these rights and you don't have an answer? You go, just because you are. It's a circular answer. There's no reason why. You just think because you're a person, you get these things. But you have to be able to ground that in something. You're not able to ground it.
Can you lose brain activity and regain?
Can you lose brain activity?
It's to the level of I can enter a state where I'm not sentient and then re-enter a state where I would be deemed sentient. Is that possible?
If you go under like anesthesia, that's about it.
So we can kill those people on the spot.
Nope, because they went under consensually with the idea that they'd be brought back. So you'd still be violating their consent by ending.
They're not sentient. They don't deserve the right to life.
Ryan, when I talk about sentience in regards to the right to life, okay, it is in relationship to another person's rights. So the reason why you can kill a non-sentient being, right, in the womb is because it is violating a sentient being's rights. Somebody in a coma is not, or who's under anesthesia is not violating anybody's rights. So what is the issue here? There wouldn't be a value
of what.
Ryan, was my claim that we should just kill all non-sentient things? Was that my claim? No.
No, but you are deeming that that bodily autonomy outweighs.
It absolutely does.
The right to life.
It does. It absolutely does. It absolutely no bodily autonomy. Bodily autonomy almost
bodily autonomy.
God damn, dude. There's no way. Bodily autonomy will trump right to life all the time. There's litanies of example of it trumping right to life.
The right to life is a bodily autonomy outweighs right to life
all the time.
100% of the time.
No, I just said all the time, not 100% of the time. There's going to be instances where we deem it as unreasonable. But there are going to be plenty of instances where we don't deem it unreasonable.
Okay, then where's that line? Where's that exact moral line? This is exactly what I'm getting at. The exact moral line that we have to draw of, because we're not talking about just, bodily autonomy is one thing. Absolutely, it is extremely important. We take away people's bodily autonomy 24/7. We deem it completely justifiable to take away people's bodily autonomy.
Ryan, what are rights?
I would say removing someone that exists from this planet is
no one exists.
Heavier moral
Nobody exists.
quandary.
Nobody exists. You're not removing somebody that exists. There is nobody there. You're removing a body, Ryan. There's no person there. There's no person in the body. It's just a body.
There's no there's no person whenever they're under anesthesia. Is that what you're claiming? That thing that has had experiences, your baseline of what deems a human and human is purely sentience is.
Yes.
It has to go one level, at least a level deeper
Ryan,
than
you don't
just
even know,
sentience.
Ryan, holy shit, dude. You don't even understand these concepts. When we're talking about rights, we specifically talk about personhood. Like, personhood is really important, right? There's a reason why we don't grant brain dead people the same rights as non-brain dead people, because we recognize the person isn't there anymore, right? If I took my brain out of my body and put it in a robot and you killed my body, I'm not going to give a fuck because I'm not in there anymore. The me is in the robot. The me is not in the body. The body is a flesh suit. Okay? So when we look at this,
okay, then
and
why
we
does
look
it deserve autonomy?
Ryan, that's the dumbest thing you've said all. There's no way you just said that. I want to be respectful, but there's no way you just said that. There's no way you just said that. You just asked that question.
Well, obviously,
There's
the
no
body
way.
has a higher weight in your mind. It has
There's
some weight
no
in your mind.
way.
Like, I mean, if it's
No,
if it's
the
just your
person.
experiences
No,
with your
Ryan.
mental-
The person has weight, and the person is in the body. If the person is no longer in the body, I don't give a fuck what happens to the body after that. There's nobody in it. If I died tomorrow, if I went brain dead tomorrow, and you said, Jovan, I want to toss your body off a cliff into a pit of sharks, I'd be like, okay, the fuck do I care? I'm not dead. I'm dead. So what?
You have no baseline on potential to life does not matter at all until life becomes sentient.
Potential does not matter. The only thing that matters is capacity. Potential doesn't mean shit. Capacity is everything.
A woman that has that is well along in pregnancy, that child in her body, that potential to life does not hold any weight when it comes to actual rights as even similar to a human.
No,
like
the only thing that matters. The only thing that matters is the value that pregnant person places on that pregnancy. It's the only thing that matters.
That is absolutely crazy to me. I mean,
I don't care if it's crazy. Give a counter argument. Just saying it's crazy isn't anything.
Genuinely for me, whenever it comes down to deeming what is worthy of life and what is not, that is a game that I can't necessarily easily claim and play. I can't easily put value purely just on sentience. One, because I do believe sentience is subjective to a point, and sentience can be removed. When does sentience actually happen?
That's why when we're
placing an exact line.
Yes, 24 to 26 weeks. That's why when we're placing any sort of human right to life, we typically do it at the capacity. So as long as you have the capacity for sentience, we're going to say you're granted some level of rights until that capacity is permanently ceased, just as precautionary principles.
Then what about people who are severely mentally damaged or ill?
This is why I don't know what you're talking. I guess you don't know what sentience means, because all of those people would be sentient. Maybe you just don't know what sentient means. If that's the case,
can you prove that they? Is it okay? What are you saying that the definition of sentience is?
Sentience is the ability to experience. It's subjective experience. If you have the ability to experience, then you are sentient. There's not a single human. And there's not a single person.
How do you prove that an animal does not have the ability to experience?
Animals are sentient, Ryan. Animals are sentient.
Okay. So, do you view that no animals should die ever?
We should not kill sentient beings just because. So, yeah, we probably shouldn't kill animals. It is probably wrong for us to do that.
I mean, you're placing all animals on the equal level as humans.
Yes, we probably should not kill animals unless there's a justified reason to do so. Now, some people will claim that justified reason is for sustenance, right? I'm not necessarily going to argue that point. Right? Some people will claim self-defense is a justified.
Can we kill humans for that exact same reason?
Ryan, Jesus Christ, dude. You don't understand the points I'm making. No, the reason I don't think we should kill humans is eat humans has nothing to do with sentience. It's because it's like harmful to the greater societal framework if we start eating each other while we're eating each other sentiently. And then there's also the fact that
it's really dangerous to eat human flesh. Like, I don't know if you know this, but as a human,
it's really dangerous to eat human brain that's prions. You can eat the flesh all you want. It's all in the brain.
Okay.
It only has to do with prions. That's exactly the same thing that mad cow disease was. And
at the end of the day,
bones and brain.
if somebody, okay, let me make this super fucking simple to you, Ryan. Let me make this super fucking simple.
If someone died of natural causes and they said, hey, you can eat my leg,
I don't think it's immoral if somebody eats that person's leg.
I'm
Because they've
conceding on that.
consensually
I
given.
I do think it is, like, as a concept, most people are against that, but I do believe purely, why put that body to waste? There's situations where maybe we could. That's understandable. So what if we set aside a lot of humans for consumption? Is it okay for them to be harvested and consumed?
Nope.
Like, it's not damaging society at all. They're completely separate from society. They are bred and integrated. They're a pure cattle feedlot farm. Is it okay for us to do that?
No, they're sentient.
Okay, so it's okay for us to do that with cattle? And we're on the exact same equal playing field.
Yeah, I've already said we probably shouldn't kill animals. I already said this. I don't know what. I don't know what gotcha you're trying to get when I've already said it's most likely immoral to kill animals. I've already answered this question for you, Ryan. So I don't know what type of gotcha you're trying to get with this.
Is it most likely immoral?
Does it matter, Ryan? What does me saying, Ryan? What does me saying most likely, Ryan? What does me saying most likely matter? I'm answering the fucking question, dog. What does it matter that I'm saying the phrase? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You're trying to hook on to this as a gotcha. Ryan, you're trying to hook on to this as a gotcha instead of contending with the actual fucking argument. Sure, it is wrong. Ryan, it's Ryan, fucking Christ, dog. It's 100% wrong to kill animals 100% of the time. Happy? Fucking shit. If it'll get you to advance the conversation, there you go. Are you happy?
Adding up.
Oh my God, I'm out, dude. If you can't have this conversation genuinely, just goodbye. Fucking Christ, dude. God fucking damn, bro. Like, are you fucking shitting me right now? Literally zero to do with the argument, bro. This is why pro-lifers drive me fucking batty, dude. Stay on fucking topic. Hey, thank you all for watching this video. If you don't know me, I'm Jovan Bradley. I'm a leftist content creator who does debates, political commentary, gaming, and more. If this is your first video, thanks for sticking to the end, and I hope you subscribe. I post videos daily, and there are hundreds of past debates on my page for you to enjoy. Thank you to all my YouTube members. Your continued support helps me create as much as I can. Consider joining. A membership starts at $2.99 and gets you access to our community Discord, early access to videos, and more. Shout out to my Tier 4 members, Red Fairy DF, Ellie McReady, Not 3.6R, Sylvia Snow, Paul D, Zurith Moonpaw, Kazim, Never Again, Bamji, Emery Imogene, Ayla Ursus, Call Me Vel, Kelsey K, Jake Gorshander, Matthew Holloway, Vampy, Yemye, Mealy, and Dragon Nerd. Your continued support goes a long way in helping me continue the fight for equity, justice, and education. Thank you again for watching.